Hi everyone, my name is Linda and welcome to my restorative practice. Restorative yoga is a wonderful practice that's very calming and meditative, helps you to use props to promote a quiet or passive release, a static release of stress, anxiety, or tension in your mind and body. So let's get started. You'll want to have 2 blocks or maybe 2 books, a bolster or some pillows off your bed, your couch, a couple blankets or towels, probably some beach towels or nice and big and thick to fold up for support. And make room for wall space. Just be able to put our legs up the wall down the road here in our sequence. And with that in mind, let's get ready to restore. You're going to come into a nice comfortable seat. Now you might have a blanket under your hips. You might have 2 blankets. Prop up your hips a little higher if they're feeling a little tight. Legs and knees are forward of the blankets. Find where you're comfortable. Take a quick glance down and look and see where your legs are. Which one is the dominant leg, on top or in front? You may be left or right depending on you. Just take a notice of that. All right, so let's bring our hands into our laps, palms facing up. Close down those eyes. And let go of the world for a while. And just come into this present moment on your mat for our restorative practice. This is the only moment that matters, right here, right now. We're here to refresh, renew, revive anything that you come across. Let's begin by connecting to the body. Allow the crown of your head to reach up to the sky. Come into a nice tall spine. Really lift up the vertebrae here. And then soften the shoulders, relax them down towards mid-back. And you're going to bring those shoulders over the hips. So we do not want to lean forward or back. We're coming into center. So finding that center, you'll feel the sit bones at the back of your pelvis connecting to the earth, the mat. Those 2 bony protrusions at the back of your pelvis, helping to ground you, connect you. Just take a moment to notice where your body's at before we start to practice. What sensations rise up? What are you welcoming here? What are you greeting in the beginning of our practice? What is already soft and relaxed? And what is negative here? Now let's turn to the breath and slow it down. We're going to take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And you might even bring your hands to your rib cage. Feel that rib cage expanding into the hands. And then exhale through the nose. Rib cage pulling away. Deep inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, feel the rib cage expanding. Exhale, rib cage contracting. Deep inhale, fill the lungs fully. And slow exhale, empty the lungs completely. You can continue slowing down the breath with your hands on your rib cage, or if you'd like to relax them down to your lap, palms facing up. Just notice how the air feels moving in and out through your nose. Finding a nice fluid pattern of the inhalation and a matching exhalation. Remember, in your practice today, you never want to experience any pain or sharp sensations. No numbness or tingling that's over your edge. If you feel that at any time, slowly come out of the pose and come to your comfort zone and breathe. And then join us in the next pose. We'll be holding the poses for 3 minutes. Feel free to come out of that pose at any time if that is not working for you. Remember, this is your restorative practice, your journey today for your body to release that deep anxiety, stress, any trauma that you may come across, emotionally or physically. This is your opportunity to release it and set it free. Few more rounds of slow, deep, steady breath, finding your pace for your body. Let's gently blink open the eyes and bring your gaze ahead on a focal point. Take a moment here to notice how you feel just from slowing it all down in your mind, breath, and body. All right, so let's transition into our first pose here today, and that'll be a nice gentle fold. So first of all, let's notice which leg is on top, which leg is in front, depending on your knees. You might bring the blocks under your knees to support them. You're going to have one leg in front as the dominant leg. You're going to bring that bolster or pillows in front of you. And you're going to grab one of your blankets and you're going to fold it up from a square to a long rectangle into a square. This is going to be where our forehead is resting onto today. So with a nice deep inhale, lengthen, lift the spine. And exhale, fold forward, leading with your chest. Connect your forehead to the blanket. Now, if that's a little too low for you today, you can always take your pillows or your bolster and stand it on end to end and make it a lot taller. Bring your forehead to the one end. And just be here, finding release in your hip sockets, your outer thighs, settling in, finding stillness, letting go in your low back, your glutes, completely relaxing onto the props. Completing one more full round of breath. And slowly lifting up from the props. Take your time. We never want to rush in or out of a pose. Now a little counter movement. Some cat-cow. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, draw the belly in, big arch to the spine. Inhale, hug those shoulder blades together, chest forward. Exhale, chin to chest. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're going to change the dominant leg to give the other hip a stretch. But before we do that, let's extend our legs out in front of us. Come into a nice fold. Maybe a little shake, shake, shake. And then switching the crossing of the legs, whatever leg you had in front for the first fold, bring the opposite leg in front. Bringing your pillows back in front of you. Finding the knees nice and safe, well supported. Prop for your forehead to rest on. Let's take a nice big inhale, lengthen. Ground the sit bones and the pelvis to the mat, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forward. And just noticing how this feels. Stretching in the other thigh. Hip socket, releasing. Creating more length in the muscles of the low back, the glutes. Slow, deep, steady breath. Finding one more full round of breath in this forward fold. And slowly lifting up, take your time. Coming back to a neutral spine. And let's bring that bolster over to the right side. A few rounds of cat-cow with your breath. Finding that wave-like motion. Drawing the elbows in, then bringing them forward. Let's come into stillness. Extend the legs forward out in front of us in a gentle forward fold. Reaching for your toes. Just noticing maybe some new length in the back muscles. Something is refreshed and renewed here. So we're going to transition into our legs up the wall. And for that, you might want to bring a blanket to the wall To cushion the hips, you might have a blanket handy to support under your head. And you're going to have your blocks within reach. So to get to the wall, we're going to bring one side of the hip to the wall. Come down on your elbows and forearms and gently lower down. Come on to your back, bringing your legs to the wall. And you might grab that blanket to place under your head. You could always bring it across your abdomen. And you might be able to scoot your body directly to the wall, make a connection, or it's okay to have some space there. Transitioning into our next pose, we're going to find figure 4 at the wall. So you're going to take the right ankle and bring it on top of the left thigh, not on the knee, maybe on the shin if that outer right thigh is pretty tight here today. So either the shin or on the thigh, not on the knee. And let's be here for a few breaths. Just notice the sensations that arise from this shape. Now this may be your pose here. Close down the eyes and feel the belly rising on the inhale and belly lower, exhale, with the arms out to the side. If you'd like to add a little more challenge here, find that dull stretch, bending the left knee, and maybe the foot comes onto the wall. See where you find that stretch. And once you arrive to the stretch in the outer right thigh, soften the face and jaw, shoulders melting onto the mat. Letting go. Completing one more full round of breath. And then very slowly straighten that left leg if the knee is bent. And eventually everyone bring your right leg back onto the wall. And then bending the knees, bring them to your chest for a squeeze. Maybe a little rock side to side feels good, massaging the low back. And we're going to find the other side here now. Bring the legs back onto the wall. Bending the left knee. Bringing that ankle to the right thigh or maybe on the right shin. See where you find that dull stretch. Where's your edge on this side? You're going to notice it's a little different. Maybe the knee bends on this side where it didn't for the first side. Come into your shape. Maybe option to bend the right knee to find your stretch here. Take a moment to come into your pose for this side. Finding the outer left thigh stretch. Arms reaching out to the side, palms facing up. Closing the eyes. And staying connected to that slow, deep, steady breath. Bringing in the prana, the life force energy to nourish your mind and body with. And completing one more deep, full round of breath. Slowly straightening the right leg if the knee is bent. Bringing both legs onto the wall. Maybe a little shake, shake, shake. Let's bend the knees. Bring the feet hips width apart. Into a squat at the wall. Find some nice, gentle back and forth windshield wipers. Bring the knees into stillness. Draw them to your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, a squeeze. Little rock side to side. Then we're going to come into legs up the wall. Just resting them there. Relax the legs. They might roll out. You might have a little bend to the knees if the hamstrings are a little tight. And let's find a different arm position. Let's reach the arms up and back. Reach the fingertips and then relax the arms down onto the mat. Take a nice deep inhale, belly rises, calm the mind and body with that in-breath. And slow exhale, calm the mind and body with this out-breath. Feeling the earth below you. Completing one more full deep round of breath. And then slowly bend the knees and bring them hand to your chest for a squeeze. We're going to be coming away from the wall here now, gently rolling over onto your side, and pause for a breath. And then slowly take your time, pressing yourself back up, coming onto the mat. We'll be transitioning onto our backs as we come away from the wall. We're going to have our bolster on the left side of our body. Have your blanket, your blocks available. You might have a blanket across the top of the mat for your head to support your neck. Bend your knees, slowly come down onto your back. We'll be transitioning into a nice gentle twist. So you'll be keeping the left leg extended out in front of you. The right knee is bent. Bring the bolster or your pillows up by your body, connect it to your body. The left arm is extended out. Kind of bring that pillow or bolster up by your rib cage, near your armpit there. Now that right knee is bent. Draw it to your chest, squeeze it in, and then draw it over to the left. Right hip will be lifting up. Now you might need a block. If your knee doesn't come all the way to the bolster, grab a block and put it on top of the bolster, bring it under the knee. Now you can also bring that left hand onto the right knee to help stabilize it. You might want to extend the right arm out to the side. Try to connect the shoulders to the mat, but if they don't, that's okay. Where is your nice twist here today? Where are we unraveling the stress and anxiety in our torso? Close the eyes. Settle in, finding stillness. Mindfully breathing. Embracing the sensations here. Greet them, welcome them, accept them as they are. Let go of the negative sensations. Deep breath. Finding one more full round of breath in this twist. Then bringing that right knee back to center. Let's bend both feet, heel toe the feet, slightly wider than hips width to the edges of the mat. You can move the bolster out of the way. Find some gentle swaying of the knees from side to side. Let's bring the legs into stillness. We're going to come into a reclined Baddha Konasana. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And you're going to slowly allow the knees to come out to the edges of the mat. Now if you need any props under your knees, grab your blocks. You can always bring them under your thighs to support your thighs. Some blankets might feel good. Let's bring our hands onto our belly, connecting to the breath. Deep inhale and slow exhale. Bringing awareness to your mind. Taking this opportunity to bring some stillness, some quiet. Let go of the monkey mind. Just slow it down for a while. Clear out the unwanted thoughts and feelings. Deep breath. And reaching forward to the outside of your knees. Bring them back to center. Let's pause here for our breath and just notice the new energy surging into the hip socket area. Draw that right knee to your chest for a squeeze. And then bring that left knee to your chest for a squeeze. And anything else, maybe some windshield wipers, heel toe the feet to the edge of the mat, gentle sway. Maybe noticing the IT band feeling a little less tight here on the outer thigh area. Bring the legs into stillness, and it's time for our gentle twist on the other side. So we're going to take the bolster, your pillows, over to the right side of your body. That right leg is extended out in front of you. Left knee is bent, foot on the mat. Draw that left leg to your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then you can bring the right hand onto the left knee and draw it over to the bolster. And again, maybe you need to place a block on top to get the knee to rest and relax. That left arm can be extended out to the side. That left hip is lifting up off the mat. Find your twist. What feels good in your body here? Settling in, finding stillness. Shoulders relaxing to the mat. Deep breath. Completing one more full round of breath. Then letting go of that left knee, bringing your body back to center. Bending both knees. And heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat for some gentle windshield wipers from side to side. We're preparing now for Shavasana, extending both legs out in front of you. Grabbing any props you may want to use to support your body. It might feel good to bring a blanket across your abdomen, your belly. Arms are at your side, palms facing up. Let's close down the eyes. Come back to your natural breath. Come into stillness, letting go. Embracing this feeling of calmness and peace as you lie here in Shavasana, listening to and receiving the sounds of Om. Just as you are, deepen the breath. Bring awareness back to your mind and body. Reach your arms up and back and point your toes forward for a full body stretch. And then bring your knees to your chest for a squeeze. Gently roll over onto your side and pause for a breath. And then slowly press yourself back up to seated. Once in seated, let's bring our hands together in front of our heart in Anjali Mudra. Resting your thumbs on your chest, close your eyes. And take a moment here to notice how restored you feel. Thank yourself for being here, honoring your mind and body. Thank you for joining me. Truly my honor and pleasure to guide you through this practice. We'll seal the practice with our own personal Om. Take a nice deep inhale. May wisdom and compassion fill your heart and mind. Namaste. Thank you for being here and sharing your restorative practice with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day.